Found a great product or service you just know your audience will love and want to write a product review that will convert into clicks and sales? Well, you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to be giving you product review examples as well as outlines and templates that you can use on your own site. Because here's the deal. Product reviews are absolute dynamite at skyrocketing sales and increasing your affiliate earnings. Why? Because 88% of people trust online product reviews just as much as personal recommendations. And most people will check online reviews before actually deciding whether or not to buy a product. And a massive 90% of people say a positive product review influences their buying decision. So another powerful thing about product reviews is that you're catching people right before they decide to buy, right at the later stages of the customer buying cycle. So they already know what the product is. They've already pretty much decided the product is the right fit for them. And they just want someone to confirm that the product is a good fit. And that's where you come in, you and I come in as affiliates and snag that commission just by confirming that, yes, it's a good product and here's where you can buy it. So, there's a fine art to doing product reviews that skyrockets sales, increases your affiliate commissions without coming across as one of those greasy car salesmen. So in this review, I'm going to walk you through the simple strategies, and I'm going to give you a simple outline that you can follow to write product reviews that convert. So the very first step, before we even start writing the review, is what I call the research phase. You can also call this SEO analysis or keyword research. It's basically where you want to find out the common questions people are asking about the product and what people want to know about the product. So there's a couple of sites that you can use to get this kind of information. So any keyword tool, the keyword tools I like to use is Mangles is a great one, but also, free sites like Answer Socrates. Let's say, for example, I want to write a Grammarly review. I just type in Grammarly, and that's going to bring me all the related questions about Grammarly that people commonly ask. Another great resource is Google itself. It's a wealth of information. If I type in there Grammarly review, it's going to bring up a people also ask. So they're going to be related questions that you can include as subheadings within your review. And also if you scroll down to the bottom, you can also find other related questions that people ask. So take a note of these because these are keywords in themselves. Remember, when you're writing the review, you not only can rank for Grammarly review, but you can also rank for keywords like what is Grammarly, how does Grammarly work, how much does Grammarly cost, that kind of thing. And now you're ready to move on to the second part of the research phase, which is whether you're reviewing, digital products like software or web hosting, or physical products like air fryers and hair dryers. Your product review will be a lot better if you actually buy and use the product yourself, which leads us on very well to the next question. How do you write reviews for products you don't actually own? Now, whilst I don't think there's ever any replacement for that first-hand experience, I think it is still possible to write reviews for products you've never owned or used yourself, because you've got so many different sources of information online. You could check the Google reviews out, see what people are saying. You can check Amazon reviews. You can see what people are saying on Reddit, and you can also see what other YouTubers are saying. And you can take notes, go through and take notes on things like what did people like or dislike about the product? What are the pros and the cons? What do people think about the price? What about the quality of the overall product? What was people's experience? Because the more information you can get within the research phase, it's just going to make your review more valuable, more useful. It's going to get more clicks, and it's going to result in more sales for you in the end. So now your research is done, you're ready to move on to the writing phase. Now, of course, each product review is going to vary depending on what kind of product it is that you're reviewing, but having some kind of product review template will really help you in terms of writing efficiency. So seriously, for me, I've written over 700 reviews that have gone on to get millions of page views and generate hundreds of thousands of dollars of affiliate revenue. And having that review template has been a real game changer, because instead of just starting off with staring at a blank screen, you've actually got something to bounce off. So here's the template that I use. So, there's elements, the core elements that I'm going to run you through. You start, of course, with the headline, and then an intro, and some kind of review summary. and then you go on to answer the most commonly asked questions, which we found out in the research phase. Then once you've answered those questions, you kind of end the review with kind of a list of pros and cons of the product before finally giving a final verdict and a call to action telling people where they can buy the product. So now I'm going to walk you through each one of these sections, but if you want the exact same template that I use, I will link to it in the description below. So every good product review starts with a really captivating, attention-grabbing headline. Now think about it, when someone types in Grammarly review or whatever product it is that you're reviewing, the headline is going to be the first thing that people see, and it will, in that split second, they'll decide whether to click on your review or click on someone else's review. So obviously you want the keywords ideally at the beginning of the headline. So in my case, it would be Grammarly review, but then you also want to add something that's a bit more interesting that will kind of generate those clicks. So let me give you a few kind of product review title ideas. So you could try any of these. So the name of the product, the brutally honest must-read review, or product review, why it's now better than ever. Product review, is this product worth it? My verdict. And so, pros, cons, alternatives, 27 things you must know before buying. Like I personally would click on that. Product review, does it work? My honest take. The one product review you need to read. So taking a bit of time to kind of craft the best headline that you possibly can will deliver high returns. In my view, it's a good investment of time because, as I say, it's the first thing that people see. And if you don't write a good headline, nobody will ever see the rest of your review. Next up, you're ready to write the introduction. Now, I like to keep my intros pretty concise, short, and straight to the point. You really don't want to waffle on or ramble on too much because you'll just lose people from the get-go. And you really want people just to kind of get to the meat and potatoes of the review itself. So there's three things I always like to do when I'm writing reviews. First thing is just to connect with the reader. So I'll do this by asking a question I know they will say yes to. The second thing is I will follow up with some kind of internal dialogue. So once they say yes to the question, the thoughts that will immediately come to their mind, again, I'm building that rapport, that connection. And thirdly, I will make them a promise. I'll give them a reason to keep on reading the review. So using the Grammarly review as an example, I would write an intro something like this. Looking for a Grammarly review to find out if it can really help you write better? At $30 a month, it's not exactly cheap, but is it worth it? In this review, I'm going to show you exactly what you get and how it works so you can decide for yourself. Sound good? Let's do this. So, as I say, keeping your intro short, sharp, and concise helps people get to the main bit of your review. Straight after the intro, it's good to have some kind of product review summary where you kind of summarizing your impressions or your verdicts of the product as a whole and giving the main points, the main bits of information that people are looking for. So what it is, how much it costs, a quick list of the pros and cons, before finally giving a call to action with your affiliate link. So a good example of this is from Digital Trends. Like they've done kind of a summary box here, and you can see a quick summary there, a list of pros and cons, and they give certain buying options, Amazon, Best Buy, Crutchfield. So obviously they've put their affiliate links in there with a quick kind of summary, overall verdict of the product. Now, adding some kind of summary review box is not a difficult thing, and it's definitely worth it. According to Authority Hacker, it can increase your affiliate conversions and sales by as much as 30%. So there's a few different ways you can add a summary box to your review. You can keep it really simple if you're using a WordPress site and just use the blocks, or there's plugins out there like WP Review. That's a really good, useful plugin, and that'll just give you a really simple review summary box, nice looking, beautiful. So people can see it, and then hopefully, because you're going to have a group of people who just want the quick answers and then they're just ready to buy. So you'll make a lot of sales that way. Next up, we're ready to start getting into the details of the review. So now it's time to start answering the questions, the most commonly asked questions that people are asking. So hopefully in your research phase, you've got all of these questions that you've now added as subheadings, and that's kind of defines the flow, outline, and structure of your product review. Now, 9 times out of 10, I will start my product reviews with what is the product name. I just find it's a really nice way to kind of ease into the details of the review, and it's definitely worth time if you really want to win that coveted Google snippet, then it's really worth the time to kind of write a 2 to 4 sentence paragraph, just answering that question in a succinct way. So for example, if I type into Google, what is Grammarly, you can see on the right hand side, that's a target answer right there. So if you can get, put in that time to craft the best answer you can in a short and concise manner, then oftentimes you'll get that featured review, and it's kind of a shortcut to the top spot in Google. Next up, I normally go for the subheading, how does the product work? I just find it flows really well with the review. Now, you've got to resist the temptation here to kind of focus too much on the features. Of course, you do want to give the features, but you want to focus more on what the benefits of the product are to them. You've also heard the saying, a picture picks 1,000 words. So wherever possible, instead of telling people how the product works, show them, whether you take your own photos if you can, or take video of yourself using the product. That would be even better. Next up, I would always want to answer, how much does the product cost? Because I really think it's really good to be honest and transparent about the product pricing. And you also want to be sure that you're answering every single question that someone could possibly have about the product it is that you're reviewing. So, be sure to kind of include any information about discount codes, optional upgrades, average delivery times, and whether or not there's a money-back guarantee. Now, depending on what other questions you kind of discovered in the research phase, I would then go on to answer each question in turn. As I say, always remembering to try and do that, win that featured snippet, that coveted Google featured snippet. Some other questions you could kind of answer in your review would be questions like who is the product creator or the brand? What makes this product different to so-and-so? Or maybe this product versus this product. Who is the product for? Who is the product not for? Is the product worth it? Is the product right for you? Or maybe even you could include product alternatives. You could also, make money by offering alternatives to the product as well. As I say, always try and give the best possible answer you can and win that featured snippet wherever possible. So we're nearing the end of the review now, and it's where I would normally include a list of pros and cons, because the truth is there's no such thing as a perfect product, and I think by adding the pros as well as the cons, I think it kind of makes your review more credible, and I think it makes it more trustworthy. But so you could list out literally pros and cons, or you could mix it up a little bit. You could write about list out what I like about the product, what I don't like, or maybe you could say it this way: praise for the product, criticism for the product, or the good things about this product, the bad things, or green lights, red flags. However you want to do it, you just want a short and simple list of the pros and cons of the product. Always be honest with your reviews. As I say, there's no such thing as a perfect product, and people will appreciate that. You build that trust with them, and you will make more sales as a result. And I just want to quickly go back to what I said earlier about pointing out the benefits rather than the features. So, when you are listing out the pros, really focus on how the product is going to benefit them personally, because it just brings your review to life. It connects with your readers. Let me give you a Grammarly example. So, I could list out features of Grammarly, things like gives you clarity focused sentence rewrites, tone adjustments, plagiarism detection, right? I mean, it's true, they are features of Grammarly, it is what Grammarly does, but it's just not very interesting. It doesn't mean anything. The benefits of Grammarly are things like Grammarly will reduce editing time and save you 20 minutes a day. Wow, that's something I can get behind. It gives you the confidence to write without worrying if your grammar is correct. Helps you write clearer sentences so you can get your message across. I hope you can see the difference there of features versus benefits. Always point out the benefits. Finally, you want to end your review with a kind of a product review conclusion, final verdict, final thoughts, and a compelling call to action. So you get your people to take action by kind of answering the biggest questions ultimately that they have, which is normally something along the lines of, is this the best product? Is it worth it? And is it right for me? And the way you do that is by kind of emphasizing how the product itself will help resolve a pain point or help resolve a problem that they have. And then once you've done that, you can give a final call to action, telling them exactly where they can buy the product. And of course, insert your affiliate link. So there you have it. That's the product review template that I like to use. So feel free to use it and adapt it depending on what kind of product it is that you're reviewing, and use it as a springboard for your next review. So this guide would not be complete if I didn't give you at least a few of the best examples of product reviews I've seen out there in the wild. So my first example is this one by Wirecutter, Best Suitcases for Checking review. So as soon as you land on this review, you instantly have all your questions answered because, like what we said before, they've got a clear summary right there at the top, and I really like that. Another thing about their reviews that I really like is just the impressive amount of detail they go in. You know, they don't just kind of tell you about the suitcases, but they actually use their own images and they go into detail about, you know, the height, the width, the length, and all the details of the suitcases. So I know, you know, somebody landing on this looking for the best suitcase is going to convert into a sale for sure. Next up, we have the best wireless home security cameras by Consumer Search. Now, the reason I like their reviews is they don't just give kind of, here's the best product to buy, but they offer different alternatives depending on the different types of customers. So they offer things like, you know, when they're talking about home security cameras, they're talking about number one top pick, they've got that, but they also have like categories like easiest to install, best for smart home integration, and most affordable. So they make it really easy for people to find the best one that meets their needs. This next one is an SEMrush review by Brian Dean, and he's reviewing a kind of software digital product here. And if you're looking for examples of really good product reviews, look no further than Backlinko and Brian Dean. He's an expert. He does really, really nice product reviews. And the reason I like his reviews is, like I was saying earlier, he always keeps his intros very short and to the point. And he kind of he's also very good at letting people know exactly what to expect because he's focusing on kind of digital products, software mainly like keyword tools like SEMrush. He kind of always is sure to include lots of screenshots of the different features and benefits so people can see exactly how it works and they can see inside the program. Then he kind of uses words like things I like, things I don't like for his pros and cons section before ending with his kind of final summary, which he calls his bottom line. And then he ends by giving proof that in this review here, he gives proof that he's been using SEMrush for more than 6 years. So that's a pretty cool product endorsement. And last up, we have this Apple iPhone 13 review done by Tom's Guide. Now, I think the Tom's Guide is a very well-known review website, but remember they're in a super competitive niche, right? iPhones, and yet he's ranking for the top spot. The thing I really like about his reviews is that he will go into a lot of detail, you know, comparing the different models and the different specs, even going so far as kind of comparing the images that he's taken with the different models of phones. So yeah, every single question, he's really good at answering every single question that anybody could possibly have about the iPhone. Now let me give you 4 quick tips that you can use to make your product reviews even better and help them stand out from the crowd. And let's start with the most important, which is always be honest. Remember, to convert those readers of your review into sales and commissions, you're going to have to build that credibility and trust with your audience. If they don't trust you, they're not going to take you up on your recommendation and they're not going to buy. So always be open, honest, and transparent. So as I said before, always be honest about the cons of the product as well as the pros. Because, you know, if somebody lands on kind of a product review that's kind of overly positive, wow, this product is amazing, there's no flaws whatsoever, you know, people are going to sniff that a mile off. They're not going to trust you. So yeah, always be honest. My second tip would be helpful. So whenever you're writing your review, just imagine that you're kind of writing a review for a close friend, someone that you care about, and they're thinking about, you know, buying whatever product it is, and write in a way that's conversational, in a way that you're talking to them. So put your audience first, because if you put your audience first, all the clicks and the commissions and the conversions will follow. So, you know, put your readers first. Put yourself in the headspace of your reader. Think about, what do they need to know in order to make an informed buying decision? What are the things that you wish you knew before you bought the product? Put your customer first, as I say, and all those commissions will follow. Whenever you're writing reviews, always be open. Remember, people are reading your reviews because they want to know what you really think. So be opinionated. It's totally okay. Share your real experience. You know, tell us what your first impressions were about the product and tell us what you really do think about the product. Here's a good one. Be direct. So when you're giving calls to actions, you want to be clear. You want to tell people exactly what to do. You don't want them wondering what are the next steps. No, you want to tell them exactly what to do. So always start your calls to actions with an action word, right? Words like go here, do that, check out this, sign up now. If you do this, you will get a lot higher conversion rate. So for example, instead of writing something like, if you like, you can take a look at the product, write something like, tap here to see the prices on Amazon. That will definitely result in more sales for you. And my final tip for you is simply to be you. You don't talk like a robot, so don't write product reviews like one, right? Remember what we said earlier about, imagine you're sitting in a coffee shop talking with a close friend, write your reviews like that. And show your personality. If let your personality shine through, show your face, let us see images and videos of you actually using the products. By being you, by being yourself and showing us using the products, that is the best way for sure to jack up those commissions. So there you have it. Now you know why product reviews are such a powerful, dynamite way to generate those affiliate commissions. I've given you the outlines, the templates, and the best product review examples to equip you with everything you could possibly need to write that stellar product review. Now, do writing product reviews take time and work and effort? Yes. Is it worth it? Absolutely, yes it is. So, my question is, what are you waiting for? Take up thy keyboard and review like the reviewing ninja that you are. Your readers are counting on you.